What is good, Boom Crew? It's your girl, Annie Boom Fannie, and this is a story time. Sorry if I look a little pixelated. I don't know why. I don't know what settings I changed on my phone or what, but the front-facing camera. I just got this phone. When I first got it, the front-facing camera was extremely clear, but now it seems a little grainy. I don't know what I did wrong. So, anyways. So this is an update, y'all. If there's anybody new to my channel and you're wondering what the hell my channel is about, this is a lip gloss that I make. It's in my shop, my Etsy shop. This is a old tube, but yeah, lip glosses, soaps, shampoo. There's some stuff in there, so I think I should go check it out. I got a new hair crack pack. It's a kit and is intended to help grow edges or thinning spots or whatever. So anyway, this is an update on we're gonna call him Mr. Gentleman. That is the guy that I went on the perfect date with. This may be a little long-winded, but I just gotta give y'all basically the gist, the juice. So anyway, I'm baking a cake, by the way. I just woke up. I didn't get good sleep last night. I woke up kind of late. I did my meditation. I lit my incense. I did my affirmations, washed the dishes, swept the floor. My best friend was here, but she was only here for one night. She was supposed to come back last night, but she never did. And she came this morning and picked up some stuff that she ordered from me, and she got back on the road back to Delaware. If y'all don't know, my best friend moved to Delaware. So anyway, I ain't really get to spend much time with her, but I guess when she come down here, she be trying to, do what she does to hang out. So I'm sorry, I'm just trying to bullshit because I can't believe it. So Mr. Gentleman, I'm gonna give you a recap. Mr. Gentleman is, I met him, right? And the first date we went on, he picked the place, he opened doors, he was extremely gentleman-like, very chivalrous. Like I said, he wasn't, conversation was great, extremely good looking. He's like maybe my complexion, or if not, maybe a tinge lighter. He's taller than me. I'm 5'9", so I think he's I think he's 6'2". I'm not sure, because my perception of measurements is off, because I don't think I'm as tall or as big as people say I am, and apparently I am. So he's kind of tall, real coolie type hair. He got a beard. He's buff, but not big buff. He's like a slimmer buff. He's in law enforcement. He's 31, and I just turned 33. He turns 32 in April. He's an Aries. I'm a Capricorn, okay? I'm giving y'all all the fucking tea on this. I'm not holding back, because there's some stories I tell y'all and I don't even really go in like that. So I said fuck that this time, okay? So anyway, we go on that first date, and I came back and y'all saw me in that video. I was like, oh my God, I just went on a perfect date and blah, blah, blah. You know me, I'll be talking shit or whatever. That first date, like I said, he picked the place, he picked the time, he picked me up, opened doors, conversation was great, everything. He wasn't inappropriate. There were absolutely no red flags on that first date. Okay, fast forward on before New Year's came in, he wanted to see me. He said, "Oh, I want to see you, whatever, whatever." And I was like, "Okay, I want to see you too." So I told him, I was like, I'm gonna let you know what day I have off, because I think it was a holiday, New Year's basically was coming up, but I didn't know, like an idiot, I didn't know if I had New Year's Eve off or New Year's Day off, whatever, I don't know. So that was either Thursday or Friday, so it ended up being a Friday where it was New Year's Day. So I told him, I'm like, okay, I'm off Friday. And he's like, okay, cool. So that was the extent of the conversation. So throughout the week, we texted or whatever, whatever. So I think it was on, it was either a Sunday or Monday. And I was like, oh, I want to video call you or some shit like that. And his response was, oh, I just woke up. I'm looking crazy right now. Or some shit like that. He was like, maybe tomorrow. So I said, I was in my head like, what about a guy would look so crazy when he wakes up? Like, especially somebody who has a short haircut. Like, what I'm saying is, there's nothing that you could just throw water on your face and put a little lotion on your face and put some chapstick on. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like, us women, we want to put lashes on, eyebrows on, we go take our bonnet or scarf off or put our hair down or make sure our titty ain't hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So when he was like, oh, I'm looking crazy right now, maybe tomorrow, I was like, what? But okay. So, matter of fact, I said to him, I was like, damn, you act like you gotta do your makeup or some shit like that. So I made a joke like that, but I was like, oh my God, Annie, this is exactly like your fucking mouth. So he made like this crazy, like a crazy emoji face or whatever, and then put the laughing face. And then he was like, oh, you act like you forgot what I look like. And I just made a joke. I was like, oh, all I remember is like coolie hair and Tim's. So we laughed about it, and we left that alone. So the next day comes and he does a video call me. So I took a little mental note. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure this fucking cake ain't burning. Okay. Perfect. I got it out just in time because I usually burn the bottom just a little bit. So anyway, but what was I saying? So the next day comes and he doesn't video call me, right? So I took a mental note, but I ain't say nothing or whatever. Mind you, he still hasn't said, what time I was gonna see him, what time basically I was gonna see him, what day, blah blah blah. So because on January 2nd, I was going to Aruba, so the last day he could possibly see me was on my day off. So fast forward, Thursday comes, which is New Year's Eve, and I'm at Reese's house, and me and him texting or whatever. Well, I don't think he was like moving funny that whole week. I don't know, like he was just moving funny, whatever. Like his text messages was dry, he was taking mad long to reply, whatever. So Thursday comes and I don't know if I text him or he texted me, and I was like, oh, what you doing? He was like, oh, I'm in the house, in the living room chilling, whatever. Supposedly he says he lives with his mother and his sister. So I said to him, I was like, oh, okay, what time are we supposed to, when am I going to see you? That's what I said. So he says, oh, you ditched me for your friend, because I had told him I'm at Reese's house. So I was confused, I was like, how did I ditch you for my friend? So I didn't say anything. Like after I said that, he didn't reply. I mean, he didn't answer to that. He had said something else or whatever. So I was like, okay, that rubbed me the wrong way, because it was like, all right. So I think, I don't know if it was the same night or the next day, but I was like, oh, am I seeing you before I leave or some shit like that? And he was like, oh, you had ditched me for your friend. And I don't know if I replied or said anything. Fast forward, I took a mental note. I said, okay, he's one of them people. So I go to Aruba, and while I'm in Aruba, when I get there, or before I get there, whatever, I don't know what it was. He was like, oh, be safe in Aruba, this is that and third. And I was like, thank you. So he's like, oh, make sure you send me pictures. And I was like, I'll think about it. So this is what I had got to Aruba, right? I settled in, and I went to the restaurant, Madame Jeanette's. And while I'm there, it was a long wait for my food. So while I'm waiting for my food, I'm trying to get my phone connected because the service was like acting up out there or whatever. So once I got it connected, me and him texted back and forth, and so that's when he asked me for the picture, and I was like, oh, I'll think about it. And then that's when he was like, damn, it's like that. And I was like, I'm just matching your energy. And then I put the winking emoji, like with the kissy face. So soon as I said that, he was like, what are you talking about? You ditched me for your friend. I wanted to see you. I practically begged to see you. I said, oh, he's one of those. Like, basically, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's more than somebody who don't take accountability or something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but basically he did that, and I was just, I said, I was like, first off, I told you I was off Friday, and you said, okay, cool. You never told me the time, or you never told me the place, or whatever the situation was. So what else am I supposed to think? I was like, how did I ditch you from my friend? I was like, it's New Year's. So in my head, after I said it, I was like, why would I suspect? Oh, fucking job notification. I said, why would I suspect in my head? This is what I told myself, because I didn't say it to him, but I was like, why would I suspect somebody I just met is going to spend New Year's with me? You understand what I'm saying? Like, New Year's is a big deal. That's usually something you spent with your loved ones, or like close friends or family, or whatever the situation is. So it didn't occur to me that on Thursday I was going to see him. When I said I'm off Friday and he said, okay, cool, that was it. Okay, I guess we're going to see each other Friday. So, and the next day I leave. So that's your only fucking option. So apparently not. So I said to him, I was like, okay, you wrong and you don't want to see it that way, but okay. It's like basically somebody who like flips the script. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying, oh, you wrong, or not even necessarily wrong, or this is what the situation is, and they flip it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was doing, and I was just like, oh God, that shit remind me of He Who Shall Not Be Named. I don't fucking like that shit. So he was doing that, and that's why I was like, okay, no. Like I can tell that he's used to dysfunction, or he's used to, as soon as somebody brings an issue to him or says something to him, he's like, rah. So I was like, so once I seen that in the text message, I said to him, I was like, listen, I'm on vacation. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm not about to be sitting here going back and forth with you. So I said that in the text message, and I left it like that. And then he gonna reply back, oh, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. Enjoy your vacation. Nigga, you just saying the same thing I just fucking said. So that happens, right? So I'm like, whatever, because in my mind, I'm fucking, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I just met you. I don't need that type of fucking energy. So my birthday comes, and I was in my head like, I wonder if he's gonna text me for my birthday, because you know we had a disagreement, whatever the situation is. But I said, I wonder if he's still gonna text me. So he actually did ended up texting me. Y'all know my English, sorry y'all. So 12 o'clock hit. And he texted me like 12 o'clock on the dot. Oh, happy birthday, enjoy, be blessed, blah, blah, blah. So I put like thank you or some shit like that. I put a dry ass thank you. And then he was like, I forgot if he said something else. But anyway, the 4th came, or I think the 5th came, because I was there all the way up into the 9th. I was there in Aruba from the 2nd to the 9th. So I think it was the 5th. Like I let a whole day pass or something like that, or something, and he had texted me like, oh, you good, or good morning, or some shit like that, and I don't know, and I was like, oh, I'm good. So I was dry like that, and then I think that was on the 4th, and then the 5th came, and I was like, you know what, let me just, you know, drop it. So I ended up sending him a picture. It was a simple picture. I had like, it's on Instagram, like a cheetah print bodysuit on. And it was like a stylish, fashionable picture. So I ended up sending him that, and he was like, oh, you look so nice, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, oh, we could video call whenever you're ready to video call. Of course, we can video call now, right, motherfucker? So he was like, oh, we could video call later, blah, blah, blah. And so later came, and I didn't say nothing, because at this point, I'm still in my fucking bag. So he's like, oh, let me know when you can video call. So I ended up video calling him, because the time in Aruba is different. So we agreed to 6:30. So it was 6:30 in Aruba, and I'm thinking that it's 6:30 in New York, like an idiot. but they New York is an hour ahead. So I video call him. He doesn't video call me right back. So he calls me back. A video calls me back, and I was like, "Oh my bad, I'm sorry." I was like, I thought it was 6:30 over there. So we was on the phone talking. Everything was chill. So the rest of the time that I'm in Aruba, we're texting, talking, everything is fine. There's no issue. Okay, so I get back from Aruba, and he's like, "Oh, I want to see you. I can't wait to see you. This is that and the third." So he says that, and he does the same thing. He says, "Oh, I want to see you," but he doesn't tell me, what day or time or whatever. So I said, okay, whatever. So I think the day before came, I think it was a Thursday or some shit like that. I don't know. And I was like, I said to him, so at this point, I'm back in New York going on a week. So I said to him, I was like, oh, we need to, he texted me. No, I texted him and I was like, oh, what time am I going to see you? Or whatever. What day am I going to see you? What time am I going to see you? And what's the plan? That's what I said. So he's like, oh, what time am I going to see you? What we going to do? I said that to him, and then he says that back to me. So I put the emoji with the rolling eyes, like. So after I did that, he calls me. So he's like, oh, I'm just calling you because I don't want you to think that I forgot what he said. But I was like, my thing is you saying that you miss me and you want to see me, but you're not making no moves. You're not saying anything. You're not saying the time. You're just saying you miss me, you want to see me, and I'm agreeing to it. But then it's just up in limbo. And I was like, we seem to be having an issue. No matter of fact, I was like, I think we need to talk. When I see you, we'll talk about it. So he's like, talk about it when I see you. He was like, nah, let me know now. Let me know now. And I was like, on the phone, just like that. So I was like, calm down. I said, we can talk in person. It could be a little bit more intimate. And we I'll just tell you, how I'm feeling. So he's like, oh, so every time I see you, I got to plan some big thing. And, I got to plan some big thing. And it got to be so sad. And this is that and the third. He said, we can't just see each other and go from there. And this is that and the third. So I was like, I said, we'll talk about it when I see you. I don't understand why you need to talk about it. He's like, no, I want to talk about it now. This is that and the third. I said, okay, well, we seem to be missing the mark when it comes to seeing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you my schedule, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Your schedule varies. So if you know my schedule and you say you want to see me, then we're working based off your schedule mostly, because I don't know what day you have off or what time you get off. So I'm not going to be like, oh, this day. And then you're like, well, no, I work from this time. Or I don't work that day. Whatever the situation is. I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. So do the fucking math. So now we on the phone, but he's on the phone talking about, oh, what's the issue? I forgot what the fuck he said. Basically, he was just being mad aggressive. And I was like, first off, can you do me a favor? I said, could you calm down? I said, if I have a concern or I think something is going to be an issue or whatever the situation is, I said, do I not have the right to bring it to your attention so we could talk about it? I said, why are you being so extra and aggressive on the phone? So he's like, oh, I'm not being aggressive. This is that and the third. So by the end of the conversation, basically, oh, that's what he was saying. Oh, he tried to flip it. Like, oh, I'm just sitting here just trying to be nice, but I guess that nice guys finished last or whatever. I was like, see, I said, there you go. I said, I don't like that. I said, don't drag it. I said, it's not about anything about you being nice or not nice or nice guys finishing last. I'm seeing a pattern in something and I'm addressing it. I said, don't drag it. So by the end of the conversation, he ended up apologizing, right? He ended up apologizing, and I was like, okay, I figured that we could go bowling. Being that he didn't plan anything, I was like, you know what, I figured that we could go bowling or whatever, because, it's COVID, it's a pandemic, but there is certain stuff that's open with restrictions, of course. So I found a place that was not far from me, and it was open till 2 a.m., and it had a bar and a lounge. Ooh, Jesus. It had a bar and a lounge. So I tell him about it, and he's like, "Oh, you want to do bowling?" And I'm in my head like, "Yeah, if that's what the fuck I text you, because you didn't plan anything." But I was just like, "Yeah, I figured we could do bowling because, whatever." So, because originally I was thinking about a drive-in movie, but I was looking at the movies that they was playing. Like, bitch, you can see this shit on Netflix. So he agrees to the bowling. That's on the Thursday, right? Friday comes. Friday is brick dick outside. That means it's wild cold, mad cold. And it's raining, but I didn't know that it was raining, right? So he comes and he picks me up like maybe around 8 o'clock or some shit like that. He picks me up. I get downstairs. He picks me up. I didn't know it was raining, so I didn't have no umbrella or nothing like that. So he gets out the car and his face, his face is all scolded and shit, like he all scrunched up and shit. So mind you, when I leave at my house, I'm on 1,000. I got energy. Like, oh, okay. See my little boo, we done squashed our little beef, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you after that he apologized. We was talking, everything was cool. Or I miss you. I want to see you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Whatever, because it had been about 2 weeks since I actually saw him, with the exception of the video chat. So I see him and his energy is like that, so I'm thoroughly confused. So now I'm like, oh no, bitch. I said, so when I first see him, I was like, oh no. So I was like, let me just see if he's like, okay, maybe, it has nothing to do with me or whatever. So I see him. He gets out the car, of course. He gives me a hug, and he goes to open the door. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" So he's like, "Nah, I was mad traffic, mind you. Like I said, it's brick dick outside, and it was raining. So he's saying it was mad traffic, but whatever." So he's like, "Oh, it's mad traffic. The fucking Bronx is mad fucking dirty out here. Mad fucking crackheads. This is that and the third. It's fucking cold. It's fucking raining." He's going off. This is the second time I'm seeing this man in person. So I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, like y'all know me. I'm kind of dramatic. I don't mean to be, but I was just like, okay, like relax, like calm down. Like I had a smile on my face, but it wasn't. It was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what's all this? What is all this? What's all this energy? So I was like, well, okay, well, I'm still happy to see you, and I'm glad you came out or whatever. I can't wait for us to go bowling. So I'm just trying to, smooth it over. So he's like, so he's steady with the Bronx is dirty. This is that. You here. You here. Okay? You drove all the way out here, nigga. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, oh, it don't have nothing to do with you. You getting offended by it? So I'm like, no. And it wasn't that I wasn't offended, but I don't know if that's really the issue or you have an issue with me and you using that for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? But here's what people fail to understand. Like when people say shit about certain boroughs, and even if you're from that borough and you know what they're saying is true, it's like calm it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it can't be all that bad because you here in a specific borough for a specific reason. So y'all remember Dark and Lovely used to do that to me. So it's like, okay, I get it. The area of the Bronx that I live in is a bad area. It's a high crime area. It's very impoverished over here. This is that and the third. But there's a lot of working class people over here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are starting to move to the Bronx because it's one of the cheapest boroughs to live in as of right now, because everything else is being like super gentrified. So people be talking shit, but it's like, nigga, you about to be pushed out of where the fuck you living. You gonna end up living in the fucking Bronx, okay? So he doing all that, and it's just like, okay, I don't own the borough. This shit don't make me or break me. So, but it's just like, calm down. I do fucking live here. So, like I said, it wasn't that I was offended or wasn't offended. It was just like, okay, it's like, take it easy. You know what I'm saying? So I just said no. I was just like, no, just, whatever. So I was like, oh, can I have a kiss? He was like, no. I was like, mind y'all, I've never been turned down, bitch. Maybe once, twice. But never, like, really turned down. But so it was funny to me. I was like, bitch, I was holding my little motherfucking Herkimer diamonds, okay, bitch? I was like, no. That was me in the car. I'm like, no. Okay. Just like that. So I don't know if I wasn't trying to antagonize him, but I was just in my head like, why the fuck are you so bad right now? Like, calm the fuck down. So he did all of that. So at this point, now I'm in my head like, okay, when we get to where we're going, I'm gonna get in the Uber and I'm gonna leave this nigga. That's what I said. So I was playing it cool because I was like, I'm leaving him. Like, your attitude, you're doing too much right now, boo. Like, you getting me there, I'm gonna get myself back. It's okay. So we driving, and mind you, I don't fucking drive, bitch. I got my license and all that, but I don't know my left from my right, my up from my down. Okay, so we driving, and I'm not realizing that we've been driving. So finally it hit me, and I'm like, damn, I didn't think this place was that far. Like the place that I was talking about, I was like, damn, I didn't think this place was that far. So I'm in my head like, damn, I wonder how much is an Uber gonna cost. So we driving and driving and driving and driving and motherfucking driving. We all the way upstate. And I'm in the car with a nigga who's mad. So while we're in the car, and it's mad quiet, because at this point I'm not gonna keep trying to get you out of your little funk. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I tried, and you clearly need some space or some thinking time. Fine. So we in the car, and I'm like, can we play music? So he's like, oh, you want to play music? You saying that you miss me, but you want to play music? So at this point, I almost caught myself, y'all. You want to talk about dirty Bronx, bitch? I was about to be a dirty, wild Bronx, bitch. I can, okay? So I looked at him. I said, is this a joke? Is this some type of joke? Because now, nigga, I don't give a fuck. We on the highway and all. I will dead punch you in your motherfucking face. Because I'm trying to be nice. So he said, he does that. So once he see me, like, he was like, so he just turned the music on or whatever. He's like, oh, what you want to hear? Oh, you one of those? You one of the niggas that got to touch fire to understand that it's hot? Oh, you one of those? Okay. So I said to myself, I said, all right. So he put the music on. So I was making small conversations here and there, whatever. And eventually he started to, like, you know, simmer it down. Okay. Simmer down, homie. Simmer the fuck down. So we passed Tarrytown. If you from New York, you know this nigga. And I'm in the Bronx, you know this nigga done drove me to fucking West Bubblefuck. Okay? The place that he brings me to closes at 9 o'clock. He likes to drive to fucking far off places because the car he drives is extremely nice. Don't ask me what kind of car it is. I don't even fucking know. I just know it's a nice car. I don't fucking know cars. I don't give two shits about cars. Just don't pull up looking like fucking Flintstone beating your feet and we cool, okay? So he does have a nice ass car. So I guess he hates being in the inner city or in the city because of parking, or, you know, people be hating, and they do. But he drove me all the way out there, and the place closes at, no, they close at 10 o'clock. We don't get to the fucking place until 9:30. That's how long we were driving for, y'all. So we get to the place. No, we get there at 9, because he actually picked me up at 8, I think, or something like that. We get there a little bit after 9 or some shit, and they like, it's a 30-40 minute wait. So now I'm sitting at the fucking thing, at the ticket thing with him, and he's like, oh, it's not even no point. Yeah, you looking stupid. So I don't say shit. I just looked, and I'm like, oh, We did all of that driving. Damn. You fucking idiot, boy. So he does all of that. So now he outside. He got this thing where he don't wear a hat because his hair is all, he like his hair or something like. He low key metro like high maintenance nigga, right? So he ain't got no hat on. It's brick dick outside. He gotta walk back to the car. It's fucking raining. Bitch, I got my little fucking orange scully on, my little fake fur, my leather pants, and I'm just smiling. Like, you're an idiot. You did all this driving. You could have just stood in the city. Like, you always trying to be so fucking uppity, nigga. So we go back into the car, and I was like, basically, I was just having a I told you so moment, but I ain't really say it. So he says, I was like, I said, are we going to go to the place that I told you about? He was like, yeah. So I looked up the exact address so we won't have no motherfucking issues. So he goes there, and we get to the place, and the bar, they stopped serving the alcohol in the food or whatever. They was just like, oh no, they stopped the dining or whatever the situation is. And I was like, okay. So I was kind of aggravated because, you know, us women with our fucking food. Like, I done did all of that. The least I could do is get some motherfucking wings, nigga, with some fucking fries and a motherfucking OD cheap liquor drink. I just wanted to have a chill ass night. Okay? What the fuck? So there's no food and there's no liquor. So I'm like, okay, girl, it's all right. It's a lot going on tonight, but keep your cool. So we ended up bowling, and like I said, at this point he wasn't on 1,000 no more. So, you know, we flirting, and you know, he bust my ass twice, and he said that he'll just let me say that I won. So we was chilling. We end up getting back in the car, and he gets back in the car, and I forgot. He was like, I was like, oh, I'm hungry. So we was trying to find a place for me to go eat. So while we sitting in the car, he's like, I was like, you want to apologize now? So he's like, apologize for what? But he had that, like, you know why the fuck you apologizing. I was like, oh, you don't know why you need to apologize? You don't know that she was acting like a dickhead? So he says, oh, I apologize for acting like a dickhead. And I was like, why were you acting like that? He was like, oh, I thought you thought that was towards you, or you were offended. And I said, I never said any of that. You just made that up in your head. I was like, you were being very nasty. So he's like, oh, I apologize, and I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. So from that point on, like I said, even before that, he was chill. He apologized. And we ended up driving to some place by the water and sitting there, whatever. Nothing was really open. I think I ended up, like, just chewing on White Castle or some shit like that. I don't know. I was chilling. I just, you know, you know how you be hyped to see somebody, and then when you see them, it's like, what? So that's really what it was. It was like, I was just happy to be outside. It's Friday. I know the weather's fucked up, but we alive. You know, I was in a real positive mood, and he was just being a fucking Derek Downer. The fuck? So anyway, we get by the water, and we sitting in the car, we talking, and he's talking about going to Cancun, like going on vacation with me. So I was like, okay, I'll look it up or whatever, right? But I'm in my head, like, the way he acted that day, I was like, I don't know if I would want to be on vacation with somebody like that. Like, I don't like hot and cold people. I don't like people who have extreme ups and extreme downs unexpectedly, like, with no explanation. Like, because I'm one of them people, like, yeah, we all have our days or whatever. But if I'm having a day, I try to distance myself. Or I at least offer an explanation, like a valid explanation. So for somebody to just be behaving a certain way with no real explanation, and they think that you're supposed to just tolerate that, I don't do well with that. I'm not ultra into signs, but I'm truly like a Capricorn. I'm Earth. I'm ground. I'm steady. You know, that's the type of person I am. So when a person is doing all of this, it's like, okay, bitch, do I have to open up the ground? Do I have to send you? Which way you want to go? What you want to do? So he was giving me that vibe that he's one day he's this way, one day not. That's not gonna work for somebody like me. We're going up, we're going that way. Okay, let's go that way. You know what I'm saying? We're going this way. Okay, you want to lead? Okay, we can lead. Do you need me to lead sometimes? Okay, that's, you know, I'm very much like that. All that confusion and difficulty and keep it. So I'm in my head like, I'm talking about going on vacation with him. I'm entertaining the idea, but I'm in my head like I'm not going on vacation with this nigga. So he drops me home, and then that was the Friday I saw him. So when we were in the car talking, we were talking about everything like jail reform, black people, like racism, that's what I'm saying. Like his conversation is elite. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to engage in real good conversation. So during that, somehow, some way, I was like, he was like, oh, what you doing on the weekend? And I was like, oh, I don't have no plans. I was like, Sunday, I'm going to go to the butcher. So Sunday, he was like, oh, do you need me to drive you, bring you to the butcher? So I was like, oh, that'll be great. You know, I don't feel like lugging all them bags or whatever, because I do a lot of, I do like big shopping when I go to the butcher. So I didn't feel like taking an Uber or taxi or nothing like that. So Sunday comes and he takes me to the butcher, and when he picks me up that Sunday, he's not in a bad mood, but he's like really quiet. And I was like, okay, you know, it was chill. It was no bad energy, but he was just quiet. He wasn't really like talking much or whatever. So it was just further validating whatever I was thinking about him. So I don't know what day it was, but he's like, oh, do you want to go to AC? So I'm like, sure, I'll go to AC or whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna try to find a room for us, a decent price room, because we're only gonna be out there one night, and we're just going out there to gamble. So I'm like, cool, whatever. So he ends up finding a room out in AC, and so he comes and he picks me up. I think it was the last Saturday that just passed. Today's the 30th or 31st. I don't know. Oh no, today's the 31st. I don't know, bitch. It's we in a panorama. I don't know the days. So last Saturday he picks me up, and he picks me up. He is the original gentleman that I met. Like his mood is just, everything is good. I get in the car. He lovey-dovey. He's holding my hand the whole way. Like one hand on the wheel holding we vibing, bitch. We chilling. So I'm like, okay. But I'm in my head like, yeah, this is too much. This is too much of a roller coaster with his emotions type of shit or whatever. So we get to, it's a long ass ride. It took like 2.5 hours or some shit like that to get to where we were going. So we ended up, but the whole way we was talking, everything was cool. No bad energy, no bad vibe, no mood switch, none of that. Like, so we end up getting there, and we go there. We had liquor. We in the room. We unpacked our stuff. And he was hungry, so we ended up going to an Italian restaurant. While we was at the Italian restaurant, we ended up getting food and drink. No, we didn't get no drinks. We had liquor at the hotel. So we sitting there, and he's like, I was telling him about somebody I used to talk to or some shit like that, and we was talking about red flags. So he says to me, "Do you see any red flags with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like really shocked. He couldn't believe it. So I'm like, how long I've been talking? Oh, that's not that bad. Y'all know I'll be fucking going on and on. So anyway, he's like, what red flag do you see with me? So I'm like, the second time that I saw you, I said, your attitude is very nasty. I found that to be very alarming. So he was like, what do you mean? So I was in my head like, does this person think that it's okay to behave like that? Like, cause it's one thing for somebody to call you out on something and you understand, like, yeah, that was fucked up. I did do it, and this is the reason why I did it. But I understand that it's fucked up. But he genuinely didn't realize that there was something wrong with his behavior that day. He genuinely thought that that was an okay thing to do. So I'm at the table like, this nigga dumb. Like, so we talking, but I'm not, I'm not being aggressive about it or whatever. I'm just, I'm explaining myself very, whatever. So we kind of had dropped the conversation because the bill had came. And he's like, oh, we'll finish talk about it in the hotel room. So we go back to the hotel room. We play Uno. Everything is chill. And I had ended up asking him. I didn't even further explain why that was a red flag. Because clearly, if you don't understand that that was a red flag for me, I don't know how much more like explanation you need. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, do you see any red flags with me? So he's sitting there thinking, and I was like, don't make up nothing just because I said you got a red flag. So he's like, oh, you're too busy for me. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you're he was like, it's not necessarily a red flag, but he was like, he said, if y'all don't know, like they say Aries men are like the babies of the zodiac signs. Like they require like a lot of attention. So he was like, I'm an Aries, like I'm a baby, like I need a lot of attention, like a lot. And I was like, I see. And I was like, it's not, I said, I understand that may be of concern to you, but I was like, you have to understand something that I said, a lot of relationships I get in, I'm always the one carrying the weight. Like I'm always the one giving. So over the years, I've accumulated hobbies and things to do and focus on my business or this is that, and like on my self-improvement. Because if I don't do that and then I get into a relationship, I tend to be all about the person. Everything is about them, serving them and giving them this and giving them that. And then next thing you know, I done withered away without even fucking realizing it. Then the relationship ends and it's on to the next nigga. And I ain't got no fuel for the next nigga. So I told him that I said I have to keep myself busy. I said I can be very like self-sabotaging. You know what I'm saying? So we were just having like a deep conversation about that. Like I have to, you want me to, like how much more do you want? Like I just met you. Like, what do you want me to give you milk? I don't have any more. What the fuck do you want from these A cups? Well, they're B cups now. Rich auntie vibes. But this is what I'm saying. And you know what annoyed me about that comment a little bit? But I appreciated that he said that because nobody ever really, you don't really know. Like for other people to tell you what they think your red flags is it can be very refreshing because I don't have people tell me that like that. You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I was like, okay, I wonder if that's what other people think as well. But when I first started talking to him and like we were talking about relationships or whatever, I had basically laid the law down and I said to him, I said, I cannot play anybody else's mother. I said like that seems to have always been my role in a relation, like fixing and nurturing and building and everything is like them and I don't have it in me. So I found it very interesting that he said that because it was just like, I told you that I'm not doing it. I told you that's not the type of time I'm on. Like, can you lift 230 pounds, a 5'9" bitch? Because I'm not lifting, I'm not carrying no more you niggas. Not. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that he said that because I told you that I wouldn't be able to provide that for you when I met you. And he didn't even say what type of nigga he was or he needed that certain amount of attention. I had said that just based off of a conversation that we were having. So whatever. So anyway, we go to gamble. We go to the casino. And at first when I'm getting there, bitch, I'm up, I'm hitting. Of course, I lost the money. I don't know how to stop. So, everything was cool. Everything was fine. Fine. And we go back to the hotel room, y'all. And Okay, I had already decided that he wasn't going to be somebody that I wanted to be in a serious relationship with. I had made my mind up. I made my mind up that day that he was acting like that when I saw him the second time. I made my mind up that day he brought me to the butcher. My mind was already made up. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely just said to myself, this is somebody that I'm going to see here and there, enjoy my time with, and that's going to be that. And eventually we was going to find a way to cut ties or whatever the situation is. Turns out that happened sooner than later, and that's what I'm about to get into. We get back to the hotel room. I go to take a shower, right? No, we get back to the hotel room. We get back to the hotel room and we drinking, we chilling, talking, listening to music. He loves strawberries, so I have surprised him. He didn't know that I got him like a big thing of like nice strawberries. So I fed him strawberries and all of that, bitch. I decided I was gonna fuck, okay? So, but I noticed that when we got back to the hotel room, like I had took off my shoes and I was preparing to take a shower, but I made sure that I sat down and we, chilled or whatever. But he was like, he didn't want to take his clothes off. Like he had took his shirt off, but he didn't want to take his clothes off. Like still in his belt, sneakers, all of that. So I'm in my head like, what type of nigga are you? You saved? You about to be unsaved, nigga. What's up? Pull that dick out. Pull that long, strong dick. Come on now. Pull it out. So it crossed my mind. I'm like, nah. I knew it. Something is up. So he don't want to take his fucking pants off. So he taking mad long. He kind of acting all antsy and shit. So I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna go get in the shower. So I get in the shower, bitch. I can reach my back. So I said, let me see something. So I get in the shower and I call him and I'm like, oh, can you? But you know how when you get in the shower, if you never fucked a nigga, you gonna get in the shower. Them niggas usually get in the fucking shower with you, or they peek in and they do some shit. They be with the shits. Yeah, I was in that shower washing my ass like regular. This nigga did not come in here. So I'm like, so I call him in the back shower and I'm like, can you wash my back? Y'all, let me tell you something about him. He's mad. Like, you know how some people don't know their strength or they don't realize that they're extremely tense? He's like even he has the cop walk, all of that. Like, very like stiff cop. Like, literally, I'm not exaggerating. That's literally him, like this. So, he fucking comes. He's holding my, I'm in the shower and the water's facing this way. He's holding my arm, right? And he goes to wash my back. I got exfoliating gloves. So he puts the glove on and he's washing my back. But he's fucking, I'm surprised he didn't scrub down to my spine, y'all. He's being mad fucking rough. So that's hurting me so bad that it doesn't occur to me. He's holding my arm. Now, I got little fat girl arms, y'all. But his hand is not going, he doesn't have extremely big hands. So his hand is not like holding my whole arm. So his nails is like in my fat part right here. Well, this is myself. His nails is like, and his nails is digging in my fucking arm, y'all. So I was like, so when I realized it, bitch, because I'm bruised and I get keloids and shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? He was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I said to myself, this nigga is mad fucking tense. Like, when's the last time this nigga fucked? When is the last time you've let out a nut? Like, what the fuck? Calm down. Like, I swear I was thinking all of this in my head and it just, everything was just adding up. So I get out the shower. He still got his fucking pants on and his fucking sneakers on. So I say to him, I'm like, babe, just, take your stuff off. Relax. Like, nigga, what you think is about to happen in this room? What we do? We gonna kiss and go to bed? No, that's not what we doing. It's been a while for me. So finally he takes his stuff off, his things off, and he's clean, nice body, whatever. He lays down, and I sit on him. I have panties on, and I have I brought this lingerie top, and I was like, you don't want to have sex? So he's like, yeah, but mind you, I sit on top of him. I don't feel nothing, y'all. I don't feel no hump, no lump, no log, no brick, no nothing. I feel nothing. Nothing. And then I was like, no, Annie, you knew it. I just knew. Like, with the exception of his fucking major mood swings, he was literally the perfect nigga. Like, I knew it. Y'all, this nigga take his fucking boxers off. His dick was hard. And it was this fucking... This big hard. This big. I don't know if you can tell the person. This big hard, bitch. And not only was it that big hard, it was about this from here to here. It wasn't thick. It didn't have no girth. It was literally the thickness was my thumb and half of this thumb. I can't. So I'm like, I'm trying not to make it obvious, but I can tell that he knew that I mean, of course, if a nigga got a little dick, he know he got a little dick. There's no way around it. Like, you don't know your dick. Like, he knows his dick is little. So it made sense that he was, like, so fucking tense. He probably don't get no fucking ass. I don't know. Y'all, his dick was so little. Like, not like grip it like this little. Like, grip it like that. Like, little. So I'm like, here we go with another fucking imaginary body count. Because every woman know if a nigga dick is that small, it don't even fucking count. It don't. Y'all niggas may not like that, the idea of that, but it is what it is. You don't count. You don't count. It's a miscount, okay? It's a miscount. So I'm like, okay, do you have a condom? Because now I'm like, sometimes a guy can have, he won't be well endowed. He won't necessarily be tiny or small, but you know, if it feel good or he know what he doing, whatever. So I'm in my head like, maybe it's one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, y'all. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That was not it. That was not it. That was not it. And you know, what I thought about immediately is this. I said, the nigga before him, dick was so fucking big. Now, I want to tell y'all about Mr. Crush, right? I'm not going to get into detail. But Mr. Crush dick was extremely big. I'm going to put y'all on about that situation too. But all I'm going to say is big. I'm not going to rate it. I'm not going to give it a rating. I'm not going to really put y'all on. But how the fuck Do I go from having a nigga whose dick is damn near, no exaggeration, to his fucking knees, to a nigga who has a thumbs down for a dick? So now I'm in my head like, this is the nigga you. This is somebody that a woman would cheat on. Like, he could give you the world, and you would have to cheat on this nigga. You would have to. You would not be pleased. You would not be pleased. He ate me out, and I was okay. His dick was tiny, y'all. He tried to have sex in the morning, girl. Oh my God, I got a hangover from drinking. Girl, I played that shit off. My stomach is hurting. I'm nauseous. I just couldn't. I could not. I could not. And you know what's crazy? Like, I believe in manifestation and all of that, right? So I told myself that I want to, get certain things in my life together. This my individual growth. But I told myself, if somebody does come in my life, that I need them to be a gentleman, chivalrous, great conversation, good looking. I wasn't too specific about, like, sex. I didn't bring up sex in my manifestation because it's not rare, but it's few and far between that I have a sexual experience with a guy and it's not enjoyable. You understand? Like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. So even if he don't know what he doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna make, but there was nothing that he can do. And I'm not into toys like that. So what the fuck are we gonna do? So I said to myself, what the fuck did I manifest? I literally manifested this person, and I did not ask for the person to have a big dick. That never occurred to me to ask for that when I was manifesting shit. So look what the fuck I ended up getting. Look what I ended up getting. So I guess you have to be extremely specific. Like, you have to be really adamant and specific and detailed when you manifest, y'all, because I literally said, I want the guy to be a gentleman, and I want him to have a great job, and I want him to have great conversation, I want him to be understanding, and I did all of that. I said all of that. All right, yo. Yeah. Ooh. That's how you know it's true, because I just sneezed. Yeah. So we leave from Atlantic City, and on the way back, we was kind of both quiet. I was still faking my headache and shit or whatever. He dropped me off. I think the next day we text each other, some shit like that. But girl, I just stopped texting him. I stopped texting. I said, no, boo-boo. No, boo-boo. I can't do that to him, and I can't do that to myself. And that means that if I was to continue talking to him and say his feelings grew stronger and he decided that he wanted to be with me and I entertained that idea, I would cheat on him. I would fucking cheat on him. So before I do that or conduct myself in that manner, I'm gonna just let you go, because the next person that I'm with, I don't let all that cheating, and nah, I'm good on that. But I would cheat on a nigga like that. So here to help me do the outro is your cat leather lavender. You are so cute. So that is the story of gentleman. He has a small dick.